Hey y'all, hey, this is Michelle from the Country Note. There's something special about an artist who never forgets where they come from. For Makenzie Phipps, that place is Bluefield, Virginia, a town which recently honored her with the key to the town and a day in her name. From hometown stages to national television on The Voice, and now with her new single, Whiskey Kills Time, Phipps is building a career rooted in authenticity and heart. Today, I'm catching up with her for a Fast Tracks chat. Welcome, Makenzie.
Hello, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Of course, the pleasure is all mine. So I have some questions to ask you, and I am so excited to talk to you. You were just honored, as I just said in my introduction, with a key to the town and your own day in Bluefield. What did that moment feel like standing there as that small town girl?
It was just absolutely insane. I was just so floored with so many different emotions. To even be recognized in this caliber from my hometown just means the world to me. You know, they've always known me as the little girl with the big voice, and I've always sang around town doing all different kinds of events. And so for them to still be supporting me since day one to now and feeling that they should recognize me is just absolutely insane to me, and I'm so honored. And December 6th is now Makenzie Phipps Day in Bluefield, Virginia, and
It's
I have the
awesome.
beautiful key to my town. It's actually hanging on my wall, but it's a feeling like no other, especially just having the support from your hometown and everybody. It really
Yeah,
does mean the world to me, especially now living in Nashville.
that's amazing. So I'm curious, what's Bluefield like?
It is just one of those hometowns where everybody knows everybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's got beautiful mountains. I mean, we're right on the Virginia West Virginia line because there is a Bluefield, Virginia and a Bluefield, West Virginia, but we have the beautiful Appalachian Mountains. And that's one thing I do miss,
Yeah,
especially living in
mountains.
Nashville, is we don't really have all four seasons like we do in Virginia because like the trees become really pretty and then we have a bunch of snow and then spring's not terribly warm but not terribly cold, and then summer there, like summer in my hometown, it rarely gets like above 85. They actually have a tradition in my hometown where if it gets above 90 they pass out free lemonade. So
Oh, that's
that's been a
awesome.
tradition. Yeah, like it never happens, but I love my hometown because it's always going to be home to me, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
simple living, which I think is very refreshing when you come from the city like Nashville and go back there.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds awesome. I love the small town vibe. I grew up in a very tiny, tiny town. In fact, I think the school right now is pre-K through 12 with less than 200 kids. So we're talking
Wow.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bluefield clearly means everything to you. How has growing up there shaped you as an artist?
It's definitely shaped me in a sense that, especially when I moved to Nashville, I had a lot of people, they were like, you know, never forget where you came from and everything like
Yeah.
that. And I think it'd be really hard for me to forget where I came from because I mean, that's literally what shaped me into who I am today. I mean, I've always been very big on letting people know whenever I do interviews or shows or anything like that, like social media, that what you see online or in person, like, is how I am 24/7. Like, this is how I am. I'm never going to change. You know, I love being known from a small town, and I
Yeah.
think it's just a blessing that I really grew up in a small town because it really just puts in perspective that things matter, and also
Yeah.
things may not be as big as they are, but they just mean the world to you. And it's just like getting, you know, more involved in music and everything. I just really cherish everything that I've been given and everything that the Lord has put on my path. And so you just take it day by day, but it's all in the Lord's will. And that's definitely one big thing that shaped me was my faith growing up in church and everything like that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so special. So you've gone from tiny little hometown stages to national television and The Voice. So when did it hit you that this dream for you was really like, this is happening?
Honestly, kind of when I did make it on The Voice, you know, I had auditioned for the show for quite some time. I started kind of taking music on as a career when I was 14. And I had, of course, auditioned for different television shows, including The Voice. And I'd submitted things, and it's like I would kind of get a little farther each time, but never like over that cusp of being like, okay, well, you're going to actually audition for the coaches, that kind of thing. But I think really me making it to the voice, you know, actually to the coaches really shaped my opinion. Like, wow, like things are really starting to kind of move up that ladder. And I mean, it was
Yeah.
just an insane opportunity to have even been a part of. And it really changed my perspective on a lot of different stuff, like not only as a musician, but also as a person.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your new single, Whiskey Till Kills Time. And it's your first release since The Voice, right?
Yes, yes. I had so much going on from the show. And I mean, like,
Yeah.
when it released, as far as like my episode was in October. And then by that point, we were kind of in holidays. And I was like, I'm just going to spend time with my
Yeah.
friends and my family. But then it was kind of like when 2026 came around, I was like, okay, we need to start putting stuff out, everything like that. So that's where Whiskey Kills the Time came about. And it was actually just a song that I had recorded in, I think, 2022.
Oh.
And I had recorded it with my producer, Sal Oliveri, at the time. And he did a fantastic job on working on it. I just love that it's just a down home, like kind of back
Mhm.
in the day country ballad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sat to the side for a bit because I had so many different projects and I was working on different things and releasing different music. And I was like, I really am tired of this song just sitting here because it's too good of a song to just keep sitting to
It
the
is.
side. So I had decided, well, I already have a bunch of songs out that are already pertaining to alcohol. So why not just put all of them in one place and have everybody go to my drinking songs in one area? So that's where I came up with the Pick Your Poison
Yes.
EP,
I
and
love
Whiskey
this
Kills the
EP.
Time wrapped it all up.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, what does this song represent for you in your next chapter?
So this song is actually being an end to my alcohol written songs, at least for 2026,
Okay.
because it's so easy, at least in my opinion, as a country singer songwriter, it's so easy to write about alcohol because like
Yeah.
it just goes hand in hand with country music in so many different aspects. And I was like, okay, we really need to broaden our horizons on writing because there's so much more out there that are not alcohol related. So that's kind of where I put it all together and I was like, okay, here's the alcohol songs. Now let's move on to different topics. So I've been very excited just working on different topics and writing about different things. So I'm really excited to be showing those for the remainder of the year.
Oh, do you want to drop a hint about what some of those topics might
I actually do have a song that's coming out here in the next few weeks. I'm very excited about that. I believe I've made the release date May 8th, but I'm really excited about this one. It's a song that I did write. It's actually one of my longest songs that I have
be?
written because I just got so carried away with writing it, but it's one of those like really good story songs.
Oh,
And it
nice.
was kind of one of those things where you can't really shorten it because if you do, it just like messes up the story. But I'm really excited about this song and I'm really excited to see what people think of it. I hope that it really touches people in time of need.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's definitely one that people need to be on the lookout for.
Ooh, that's awesome. We should premiere it. Being
Yeah.
on being on Team Snoop is not something every country music artist can say, although he's been dabbling in country stuff. A lot of people have right now. There's so much crossover, which I love because it means there's something for everybody. What's one thing you took from the experience that still influences you?
One thing that I took from, especially working with Snoop, was just uplifting and supporting one another because he was very big on that, especially like everybody on his team. We were all just a big family. I mean, we all called him
Yeah.
Uncle Snoop, and he just saw all of us as just his nieces and nephews. And he was like, y'all need to really uplift one another, support one another. I mean, especially during my time on the show, because of course I made it to battles, and that's when my time on the show ended. But even with my battle partner, Lauren Anderson, he was like, this isn't, y'all battling per se. This is you two coming together to bring forth something that is just insane. And that was one thing I loved that he is just very
Yeah.
big on everybody just being supportive of one another. And I feel like a lot of times people in this industry kind of need that because I know at times it can kind of get kind of cutthroat and
Mhm.
stressful and anxious and that kind of stuff. But I feel like if everybody is just supportive and, complimentary of one another, that can really make a difference.
I love that because really, when you think about it, there's room for everybody, right? There's room for
Yes.
everybody, and you just uplift everybody, and then that's good for everyone, you know? He is a positive vibe, isn't he? Like he just comes across that way. So I love that you were on his team, and I love that's what you got from that experience.
Yeah,
That speaks
absolutely.
volumes of
He's
him.
such a kind person. He really is.
That's really cool. With a growing fan base and national attention, how do you stay grounded while still chasing what's next? Because I'm going to tell you, I love the EP and I love what's coming from you. I was just on Facebook looking at some stuff that you've been putting out, and it's just, this is good stuff. So, like, you know, how are you going to stay grounded? Because Makenzie Phipps is blowing up.
Well, thank you very much. It's hard for me sometimes, I guess, to think of myself in a rising way per se, because I've always just been who I am. And of course, this is the dream I've always had for a very long time. And I feel that the Lord put me on this earth to share my music with everybody and to share the gift that He blessed upon me. And honestly, I just take it day by day. I leave everything in His hands because, things can change so much.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we don't know what our plans are in life because it changes so much. So I just leave it all in His hands. If something's meant to be, it'll happen. If it's not, then it won't, and that's okay. And I always tell people, at the end of the day, especially in this crazy industry, I tell people all the time, if I become a household name one day, that would be awesome. Or, if I was as well known as Lainey Wilson and Loretta Lynn and Miranda Lambert, all of them, that would just be incredible. But if I'm also able to do what I'm doing today, putting out music that I love writing, getting to share my music with people that I encounter from all over, and just having fun and living comfortably, I'm fine with that as well.
That's awesome. You did a great rendition of 4 by 4 by you.
Thank
Like,
you very much.
wow, you have a great voice. You do. I'm not just saying that, but I really enjoyed that. Just wanted to let you know that. Um, and you do seem so grounded. And I think I can hear talking to you a lot of that. And this is like a reoccurring theme. Not, it's always been a reoccurring theme in country music, but reoccurring theme, particularly with young people up and coming in country, because to me, you're young, up and coming in country music, faith, right? We just let it fall in God's hands and He's for us. So whatever's supposed to happen will happen. And I just love hearing
Exactly.
that from you. Again, it just reiterates everything that I've really been hearing from up and rising artists today. And that's refreshing. That's refreshing to me. So
Yes.
I have
Yes.
three rapid fire questions for you. And let's see what comes out of this. Dream duet, Miss Mackenzie.
Ashley McBride. It's so easy.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps. You don't understand how much we love her.
I love Ashley McBride. I actually just saw her a couple weeks ago. She was doing a ACM event at Barbara Mandrell's house. And it was so cool getting to
Oh,
watch her and reconnect with her again. I actually was showing her the tattoo that I have of her signature.
did she sign your arm or is it just is a tattoo of the
No,
signature?
I had her sign it on a piece of paper at the opera. I had her write "Not Bad for a Girl Going Nowhere" because that's my favorite line from
Line
her
of her.
song.
That's a, oh my God, I love that song. We were in vacation in Florida and I was just looking for like events, things to do. And she was at, I think it was the House of Blues. And we're like, oh, let's just go. And we instantly fell in love. She's amazing. I love that you have her tattoo. So I have an armful of tattoos.
I want
That's
a
a,
sleeve. I want a whole sleeve. Don't tell my mom, but
okay, so
one day.
so do I, and we've already started. I have Hardy, Morgan Wallen, Red Farron, Kelsey Hart, Ernest, and they actually signed my arms. I met them and they signed my arms and my husband's
Wow.
arms. And we've been playing it. Yeah, it took a few years, but anyway, it's just I want a sleeve too, and I know my daddy's really religious, and you know
It's okay. You only live once.
you do. We're good people. I don't think we're gonna go to hell for tattoos. I'm gonna pray on that later. I will.
Yeah.
One word to describe your sound.
Oh, one word. Oh gosh. I redneck, I guess. Let's say
Hmm.
that.
Okay. I feel like your sound's pretty polished, but you could throw a little redneck in there.
Yeah, especially with some of the new songs that I have. Like, kind of
Yeah.
a lot of the songs I have coming out are kind of similar to like Pick Your Poison vibe.
Yeah.
So everybody will
They're
have to
fun.
see. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. What has so far out of everything, what's your biggest pinch me moment?
I guess the voice, honestly, the voice, because I've been working at it for so long and then to finally get that email where they're like, okay, you're coming out to California. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
That is awesome. Well, this has been amazing. I really enjoyed talking to you. What is one thing you'd like to leave our listeners, our viewers with?
Just like I had mentioned, what you see with me is what you get. I am just simple but southern, and I just love sharing my music with everybody. And I have some amazing projects coming out here in 2026 that I cannot wait to share with everybody. So if they want to keep up with everything I got going on, music related, merch related, show related, they can go to my website, MakenziePhipps.com. And I'm also on social media, which I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Perfect. Can't wait to see what else comes from you. Let us know when you're going to be playing somewhere. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
waiting
Well, thank
for.
you
So
so much for taking the time to speak to me today. It was a pleasure.
it was awesome. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. We'll be in touch and have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.